What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Aries, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Let me tell you why, Aries, because it's a general energy weekly spread. Sure, or something like that. I'm still working on that intro, but sorry about Aries. So I'm in the middle of a little move right now. This is like my halfway point here. I'll be here in this space for about a week until I get to my destination. So bear with me. We're going through we're going on an adventure here, Aries. So it should be a fun time, but nature my problem. But let's get back to you, because with this video here, whenever you happen to come across this weekly spread, there may be some messages in here for you, Aries. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Aries. So Aries, I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some tarot to get some details on the mix. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Aries. Ooh, Aries, looks like we're going through some reflection. You got the fourth card of Cancers here, which is the Mirror card. And with this card, this is a card of self-aware, seeing clearly, ego, facing issues, self-assessment, self-improvement, insecure, making comparisons, reflections, obsessed, narcissistic, vain, self-love, and self-appreciation. That's fantastic, Aries. And we really are in a cycle right now. I feel like honestly, up until really Pluto really kind of settles into Aquarius, really like from that time he moves into Capricorn going forward, we are in a time of just really of self-reflection, seeing what areas do we want to improve in. Are we embodying all of the highest vibrational qualities of ourselves? And what areas, when we look at ourselves in a mirror, what issues are we still facing? What things can we overcome? Are there things that you don't like about yourself? And how can we fix that? How can we raise that self-esteem and get you where, when you go to look at yourself every day, that you're feeling empowered and feeling ready to take on the day? And that might be something for you to get into practice, Aries, if we've been feeling in this place of not really, really trying to find ourselves and really kind of build up, who we really are. Take a moment. This is something actually I've been kind of making it a point too, just whenever I happen to leave from a reflective space or something along those lines. I mean, like a literal one, if I happen to see myself in a mirror or whatever it is, just saying something kind to yourself, something uplifting, whether it's just like looking good, buddy, or just like, I'm gonna go out, I intend to raise the vibration, or man, I really love that I showed up for myself in this aspect, or, like whatever that's like, or you can even talk about a person. It's like, man, I have really pretty eyes, or gosh, I love how my hair does this, or just any things that we can really see ourselves clearly, and then get to, and I even feel like, Aries, let's go even a little bit, really do some deep dive here, really face these, as they make sense, but, really feel these if we get into these places of insecurity, be with them, see what feelings they do bring up. Because when you do think about Cancerian energy, my sun sign's in Cancer, we learn a lot from the stuff that we feel. And if we ignore that stuff, it makes navigating through the space, it gets a little murky here. But when we do take those times and kind of go within and, do some self-assessments and stuff, and really face these things that are, face the areas of ourselves that we may not like to look at all the times, then it teaches us, it really does add a value to this journey, because then where, yes, it's always nice for, someone else to love us and, to, lift us up and have these positive affirmations and things, but it's nice when you are able to self-soothe, you know, and really self-love and really nurture yourself adequately, you know, and feeling that you're, I don't know, just feeling really at peace and at one with yourself, because you're more with yourself than anybody will ever be, Aries. So it's I feel like it's really important to love the vessel that you're with, and to love the energies that you've chosen and that you've been blessed with, and figuring out how we can make that reflection shine as bright as possible. This is really kind of just poetry here, Aries. I love it. And that's the beautiful thing about this life, Aries. Every individual, it's like, I always when I'm looking at charts, you know, everyone's always saying, like, I'll say, like, oh my gosh, it's so fascinating. That's usually like my first reaction. And they're like, you always say that. It's just because it's true. When you look at just like on an energy level, when I'm looking at charts, it's just like, my goodness, the stories that you must have experienced, and the ones that you're going to create even going further. It's just like, man. So really, every morning, give yourself a round of applause for the beautiful creation that you are. It's like, woo, we can do the reading off this one card here. Let's get some tarot on this. I like it. And you know, Aries, yours being the sign of, you know, Aries, you're associated with the first house. You know, even though if you don't have any first house placements, you know, Aries and Mars, they're ruled with the first house, and that deals with ego, deals with self. So making sure that we have that, again, that strong identity, you know what I mean, and know who we really are and what value that we're bringing to this realm here. But let's see what cards you got here. All right, I'm with it. So you got the Two of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Hermit in reverse here, and then we have the Knight of Swords upright. And you know, I feel like with this Knight of Swords, this is that journey. It's of learning yourself. It's finding those areas that we are noticing that we may be feeling kind of weak in, or that we may have these insecurities, or, you know, or have these thoughts about ourselves, you know, that may be less than ideal. We may not like them, but here's the thing. When we learn that stuff, you know, in every aspect of yourself, the good, the high vibrations and the low vibrations, because we all got them, Aries. When you're able to face those, especially the lower vibrations, those ones, they're not meant to be ignored. They're the ones that are meant to be the work that's meant to be put in there. So I feel that if we've been ignoring going within and really focusing on that, we have a choice that we need to make. Do we like where we're at on our journey, or you know, because this is the Two of Wands here. This is like your hottest minor arcana card here. This is Mars and Aries, and if we're not feeling confident in where we're at on our journey, how can we fix that? And listen, it's going to be a challenge, you know, and it's going to test your optimism. Is going to test that confidence. You know, they're going to have days where you're feeling on top of the world, and then other days it's just like, well, what happened? But it's observing. It's being, when you're noticing those shifts, it's being with that, reflecting on it, feeling it, and then making sense, because that's how we get to this place of feeling on top of the world again. You know, feeling like we have the energy. Oh, listen, where'd your hot card go? Having the energy to seek new opportunities and to face these adversities head on. So, and I also feel that with this Hermit as well, this can really be about doing things that instead, like, because let's say for some of us, maybe we tend to kind of be on the shyer side, in which that's totally fine. But I feel like that there's this because, you know, the Hermit's got this light here, and I feel that where, I'm not saying you necessarily have to be in the spotlight, but if there's a special quality of yourself, I feel like that's maybe trying to come through. Maybe if you're maybe you're like a natural botanist, or maybe you're really good at math or science or music or art or whatever that is. I feel like there's something here with this Hermit as well. It's just letting that energy shine through, you know, really, really fostering that skill and seeing where that leads you. Because who knows, we may not be maybe in the limelight, let's say, but you can still inspire and create new opportunities from behind the scenes. You can lead by example, or even lead behind the scenes, whatever that's looking like. But I feel like that for some others, definitely about letting that light kind of shine through here. But it's we are in a time of reflection, so really enjoy this growth here, and take every experience that every milestone that you notice, that you're as you're going through this level up here. Give yourself a round of applause and pat yourself on the back. Like, it's those little wins that really get to those big wins. So just a little something to think about there, Aries. I love that. Nice little start there. Let's get some tea and let's get some more on the mix. Nice. All right, you got the third card of Scorpios here, which is the Friends card. And with this card, this is a card of friendship, group, soul tribe, third person, contact, relate, network, show up, hang out, meet in person, social media, interpersonal relationships, togetherness, and friendliness. And I like that, Aries. It's like now that we've done reflecting, now that we've refined ourselves, feeling a little more confident in that. Now let's get out there and socialize it there, Aries. And that might be something too, maybe for some others, maybe for some of us, maybe we have been in this state of reflection and maybe been kind of cooped up, been kind of doing some healing work, which I totally get. But every now and again, a nice part of that healing work can be getting in contact with friends, maybe going out to a social group, if you've been working on some art things, maybe going out to like a concert or like a festival, something along those lines, just to get out amongst the energies again. Every now and again, it's nice to just have that, because if we stay steeped in our own stuff too long, the energy can get kind of stagnant. It's just nice to have that influence, just that interaction there. But I also kind of feel with this, if we have been kind of struggling with maybe some kind of like self issues and things along those lines, then this might be something as well. Maybe getting in contact with a close friend, maybe family member, maybe, or if we're in like a relationship, maybe even talking with our partners, maybe this is something we've been kind of keeping to ourselves. And if it's, because here's the thing too, especially if we're in like a relationship, if we keep that stuff bottled up, it's just going to manifest, and it manifests externally, and then we got to face it regardless. So, and I feel like especially when we're in like a really personal relationship, it's like, yeah, we want to share those things, because we're growing. If you're not growing, then I'm not growing, like we want to keep that momentum growing together. So yeah, I just feel like that. Yeah, definitely talk with the soul tribe. That's we got your back here, Aries. We wanted to see you thriving and keep bringing in that spring and keep bringing that inspiration and bringing that heat. So let's see what your friends got to say. Let's get some tarot on the mix. Alrighty. Oh, okay. So let's see here. So you have, what's going down? You got the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess in reverse here. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and then the Seven of Cups upright here. And so I almost feel like with this Aries, I feel like for some of you, that if we have been if we've been in a place where it seems like maybe the people that we've been around with have not been, because if I feel like it's like if they haven't been, if they haven't been like conducive to your growth, if things haven't been feeling like it's been harmonious, it's been like it's been affecting your energy. Let's say, maybe this is a type of person maybe we happen to get in fights with, or maybe this is like an old crowd where we used to like kind of kick it in the past. We were kicking it in lower vibrations, but now that you've been on this like kind of self-growth thing, that's no longer resonating. And there's something like I just there's something here that if something doesn't feel right about relationships, is really trusting that your instincts here with the High Priestess being in reverse Aries. Because here's the thing, if we stay around these energies that while we're working on this growth, it's just going to make the finding that abundance and getting to that next level just that much harder. Because the Seven of Cups can get into an area of toxicity. We get into these weird kind of realms. It almost gets into like devil card type of territory here. And the thing is, after the Seven of Cups, you get to the Eight of Cups, and that gets to the energies like we noticed if we've got eyes on this stuff, if there's any type of friends, and this could be familial, maybe a partnership, maybe however a family, like I said, that friends, business. But if there's something here that's feeling toxic and it's getting it's affecting your growth, and it's not who you see yourself as anymore, then I feel like it's changing up that routine with this Eight of Pentacles here being in reverse, switching up the narrative, because that's going to. Because if we keep ignoring that intuition, what's going to happen is, and this is not to get me to scare you or anything like that, but then that's how we do get to like devil situations, to get to like Hanged Man, potentially tower moments. So just be thinking about this, that's just the stuff that just no longer is feeling harmonious, and then reflect on that, because it's like, well, what about it did change, it's like what areas was I growing? And it's not even if this is people, it's not that we're coming from a place of that you're better than. It's just, this is just where you're at on your journey, and everyone's journey is different. And then when everyone's vibing on the same level again, the universe will bring that back together. But we have to listen to our instincts. And if it's saying like, hey, it's oh, let me get your knight here. Oh, see, it's slowing us down here, keeping us stagnant. We got to keep it moving, Aries. Gotta see where that growth is leading us. Get closer to higher self here. So, just a little something to think about there. Alrighty. Let's get your last oracle card here. I love it. All right, last little bit here. You got the 8th card of Sagittarius, which is the microphone card. And with this card, this is a card of news, trending, broadcast, expression, strong opinion, make known, current events, public speaking, speak truth, communicate, social media, being heard, and speaking up. And so, you know what? I do feel like that for some of you. This is getting, since you got 6 of Wands here, kind of Hermit being in reverse. If we're in some sort of like, if we've been thinking about wanting to go on like, maybe start broadcasting our abilities, maybe you've wanted to do something, maybe start like a group with some friends, or maybe just start your own thing, whether that be like a social media, or maybe you're doing like a community thing, or whatever it is. I feel like there's a strong urge to make that known, really express that self, or express yourself, because again, Aries, I mean, you really are, you bring heat in a way that it's just like, it just gets everybody just like on their toes. It gets everybody just like, you know how to like really raise the room, let's like, oh yeah, let's do that stuff. Like, and that's what the kind of energy that we need right now, that fire energy. I feel like it's something that it's where we're at right now, where we're adding the ingredients, and now it's time to get that pot of stewing. You know what I mean? And let that thing. Because Aries, really, we are in a time of inspiration. And even thinking about Sagittarius, that's one, they're a sign of expansion, of growth, and of higher learning. And as you go through this stuff, Aries, I feel it's going to really, talk about Ace of Pentacles, you're going to be abundant all day. And I just don't even mean in just like finances. This is like, we're talking fulfillment. And I feel like the soul tribe that you'll build, because it's the people people really are drawn to that, you know, the energies of like, especially when we have like a lot of change going down and things, to see people still rising above and, you know, speaking their opinions, you know, like, hey, sure, there's doom and gloom and stuff, but, you know, under, that's all that is just fertilizer for us to plant new seeds of beauty and art and wonder and whew, expansion. I'm with it. But I'm also getting with this, you know, how we were kind of talking about with the reflection earlier. I do feel like as well for some others that maybe it is making sure that when we're doing this growth that we are just being honest with ourselves as far as like if we have any areas where we've noticed like any kind of like things that are lowering our vibrations, you know, any kind of vices or things that we, you know, that our high priestess senses have been, you know, looking at us some kind of way for a little while, Aries. And again, it's not this, you know, this is a judgment-free zone, Aries, but it's just to say like you acknowledge those things. It's just like, okay, yeah, this you know, this has been a thing, you know, where it was fun for a while, but it's not. Is that really who I want to continue being? You know, is this a reflection that I want to have not just myself but others see as well? Is this someone that I would be confident, you know, displaying out into the world? You know, and like really, would I be able to hold my head up high and all this stuff, and just feeling just feeling really proud of the growth that we've put in, Aries. But let's get some tarot on this. Oof, look at that. All right, so we got the Justice card, really kind of got the Justice. We're going to take it upright. You got the Justice card upright here, and then you got the Six of Swords upright. And so I really feel like that if we're going to go in this direction of new experiences and just like new opportunities, it's going to be something that you're going to need to cause, Aries, you know, something that you're going to need to put into action, because this is the Justice card for me is, you know, one thing is like a card of cause and effect, you know, weighing the scales. What you're putting in is what you're going to get back. So it's just like, what are we putting into this journey to get back this, to get to this Six of Wands, you know, to get to this Ace of Pentacles here? What work are we, you know, Eight of Pentacles? How are we getting in this routine? And I feel that once we start really, you know, working towards that foundation, is really going to get you in a state of feeling in harmony, you know, really feeling in balance. But, you know, for some others too, you know, really just even thinking about as far as like, you know, expressing our truths and things. This could be, you know, Libra of energy, you know, they deal with relationships, you know, whether that be like business partnerships, love relationships, but I'm getting a strong sense of just like connecting with others, you know, as far as like getting your message out there. And there's just, and I even feel like even for some of us, even like I was saying, you can maybe even take your story of self-reflection and maybe even make that into like a book, or maybe something to just like inspire others, or just to get someone empowered, or just like being heard. We want to know, Aries. and not that I feel like, you know, it's not that we just want all your, you know, to know that you've just been struggling. It's just like, how did you rise above from this? You know, how did this make you, you know, get you into your Emperor energy, you know, feeling just at your highest octave. So let's see what else we got. All right, Aries, last little bit here. Alrighty. I'm with it. Okay, so you got the World, the Ace of Swords, and the Death card in reverse here. And let's go ahead and switch back over. Because this is dope. You know, we might feel in this place right now where maybe we're kind of stuck in a cycle, you know, not sure what to do next. But beautiful. That's what the self-reflection is about. You know, it's thinking on these things, you know, feel like what areas have we noticed that we want to change in, you know, that we've been feeling maybe a little weak in, things that we may have been avoiding with this Death card here. And then putting in that work, you know, starting to make this healing a routine with this Ace of Pentacles here. And as we go through this stuff, you know, you'll see as you're working on these things, like everything starts just becoming a lot clearer. We start feeling more inspired, and then we start really, you know, getting through these cycles and start getting all this abundance that, you know, that I'm sure if we watch in other readers that everybody's been talking about. Because I tell you what, there is abundance all around, but man, the universe is asking for some change. So this is going to be something that we do want to get eyes on this thing. And when we understand that, what these areas of ourselves, take that sword in hand and go out to on guard, universe. Let's bring it. So I like that, Aries. I think I'm going to leave that there. So hopefully you like that too. And if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, you know, because this is a lot, you know, where we really are in a reflective time, you know, just like it's been nothing but changes. And I tell you, these outer planets are really going to work, and it's only going to improve from here. So, but, did we just share that? If not, share it again. And then, you know, justice. Hold on. But share that, and then subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each week. And then, you know what, while we're doing all this self-reflection, what better way? I've been on this meditation app, Insight Timer, for years, and it's just I started a group on there called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages. I was actually just telling Cancer on my other channel that maybe I may start posting some of my little like baby tower moments, and how like things of like what I've learned from stuff and things like that. So I encourage you to do the same. And then definitely as the group grows, definitely want to schedule different meditations. You know, I've been the High Priestess and everything. We're doing like avoid a course with the High Priestess, or maybe we'll do boundaries with the Justice card. That's actually kind of dope. Just little things like that, Aries. But all that information's in the description box. And then lastly, speaking of Cancer, if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, because I mean you got a hot little ticket here, not that you need one. Come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We absolutely geek out over the High Priestess, lunar shenanigans, reflection. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. I love it. So you got the Five of Wands in reverse here. And then while I'm getting your Oracle card, with the Five of... that was easy. With the Five of Wands, if we do find ourselves in an area of conflict, you know, whether this be in ourselves, whether this be with others, you know, however that's looking, it's how do we get that in balance? You know, it's doing that brainstorming, finding what issues that are really bringing us down. Let's see what your Oracle card is. I love it. Find out what issues that we can get down so that we can work on healing this thing. You got the Touch card in reverse here. And I feel that it's, especially when we're tuning into our, doing this like self-awareness thing. It's just like being very present. Whenever you get like these senses cards, I feel that it's a way for like what ways can we be more in the present moment so we can observe these aspects about ourselves. And so maybe that might be something, Aries, you know, pay attention to your tactile sense, you know, see how the breeze touches your skin, you know, and how, you know, just different sensations, how soft something feels, you know, how warm, just the random things, you know, just to keep you in the moment. You know, when you go to drink your beverage, it's like, is it cold? Is it hot? Is it warm? Do we need to heat up? Like, what's that looking like? And I find that just like those little moments can bring just more awareness in our lives, you know, really brings us present. And then really kind of when we get maybe caught up in a situation, it just like, I don't know, just something just really beautiful happens. And you really, again, the epiphanies happen. So this might be something too, maybe for some of you, while we're doing this reflection, maybe some of you, like if you like to do stuff where you're working with your hands, maybe this could be like some clay work, maybe we're working in the garden, you know, whatever that's looking like. Pay attention to your, to where your mind's at and see what kind of inspirations come through. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I like that nice little ending there. So you stay safe out there with all this reflection and things, and raise your vibration through the roof, because that's what a way to do it. And you know what? If it's been hard by yourself, hit up a friend, because I tell you what, that's always a great way to just I tell you what, just get you elated. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.